Here we're asked to graph a linear equation of the form y equals mx. So if you remember, the slope-intercept equation form of the linear equation is just y equals mx plus b. And then if you remember, m is our slope, and b is our y-intercept. In this form of an equation, we just have something like y equals 4x. So that means our b, you can think of that as our b equals 0. So we automatically know that that line is going to go through the center of the origin. Right, 0, 0. Remember, this is our x-axis and this is our y-axis. From that point, we could go ahead and we could just count up. Our slope is going to be m is 4, or 4 over 1. And so we could simply go up 4 and right 1. So we go up from this point, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then over 1. So this would be our next point. And that would be our line. Let's see. Okay, but if you didn't recognize that right away, we could also use the table method. If we were to create a table, we could simply plug in a couple of different x values, see what 4x does for us. That's our y. That will be our y. And then we can plot a couple of points, whatever our x, y is. So let's go ahead and we'll pick 0, 1, and 2, say. Now we don't really need 3 points. We actually could plot a line with just 2 points, but 3 points might, if we happen to make a math error somewhere along the way, we might be able to catch ourselves because they should all fall in a straight line. Let's just go ahead and try 0. So 4 times 0 gives me a 0. So one of my points is 0, 0. All right, just like I said before, it goes to the origin. If we do 4 times 1, that gives me 4. So my other point is 1, 4. So let's go ahead and plot that point. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. And my third point is 2. So I have 4 times 2. That's my x, and I get 8. So my point is 2, 8. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there are my 3 points, and I get the same exact line. Let's try a different one. Let me go back to this one, actually. Let's take a look here. Again, remember I said our slope was 4, right? Our slope was a positive 4. And if you remember, just as a sanity check, you should notice that the line slants upward to the right. Right? And that way it gives you an idea that you're at least on the right track with the slant of the line in relation to the slope. So let's try graphing this next one. Let's just go ahead and we'll use the table method. Let's do, we'll pick some different points. We'll pick -1, 0, and 1. And I usually pick, the points that I pick are somewhat close to the origin because it makes a little bit more sense, so I don't have to graph points way out in Never Never Land over here. So let's see. If I do x, and then it's -2x is my y, right? So I'll plot out what my y will be, and I have a coordinate pair x, y. So again, this is the table method. So let's see, if I have -2 times a -1, I get a positive 2 for my y. So my point is -1, positive 2. So I go -1, positive, -1, positive 2. All right, next point, 0. So I have a -2 times a 0, 0. So I get 0, 0. And again, that makes sense. It goes through the origin because I have no y-intercept, right? This is just like plus 0. Okay, and then my third point is negative 2 times 1, x is 1. I get a negative 2, so my point is 1, negative 2. And so I'll plot my third point 1, negative go down 2. And so there are my 3 points. Draw my line. And sanity check, it looks right? It's slanting downward to the right, and that's because it has a negative slope.